we're taking the opportunity to have a catch up on life, talk about all things life and everything going on. So, where you been, big boy?
And the good thing about today's episode is my did you know actually come from my day-to-day interactions yesterday. And I've been waiting to tell you about these because my goodness me, are they out of left field. But I have searched them and they actually do exist. And I quote, it's probably the lesbian. Now this set off a whole chain of events, which led to him Googling it, and it's actually a thing.
But I think everyone I bump into, and this ain't me giving them it, is ill. Like, everyone seems to be having this cough at the minute.
Everyone's
Like,
sick at the moment, man. Everyone, even they have been, well, they are. Numb face, numb throat, and laying in wait. I go away for one Saturday, bro.
I gotta have my fun somehow. What'd you get up to? PG version.
Me and a lady went away for the weekend, just escaped the big city. Went out into the countryside for a couple of days. I remember that actually it's not that bad, and there's loads of people who aren't that great at golf, so I felt a lot better about my kid. Went for a nice walk, because I had lots of food. Yeah, give some food.
I feel like I'm just gonna be on a moaning, like, downsing, because I'm like, straight away I was gonna say, like, I was back into my routine, but at the minute, obviously, I'm not training because I'm here with the dog.
Yeah, but you have to accept, man, that sometimes that's going to happen. Like, it's hard to maintain routines when your body is saying no.
Needy. I don't think you got the hyperactive tendencies of it, but I definitely think you have, like, the kind of base energy of it.
Yeah, it would make sense, but I feel like I'm kind of on top of that at the moment, especially this week. I just decided to work on other things that I've been neglecting for a while, like actually trying to look after myself, trying to get my body moving, trying to keep my costs down, trying to kind of eat a bit more balanced in a way. Like,
I think where you've had that kind of time to actually sit with your thoughts, process things, you've had that time to actually sort out all of the stuff that normally causes you that mental chaos.
definitely.
So now going back into it, you've got some clarity. Anyways, I got a good hypothetical for you today. What would be your final meal if you was a death row inmate?
Oh, damn. I thought about this before, actually, and I've always struggled with the answer. Because there's just a lot of food that I like. I don't want to stress that bad boy out. I mean, give me a few more minutes on this.
I mean, I'd keep it simple with soup in the rain.
Soup in the rain.
Yeah.
Why?
It's going to take a while to finish.
My God. Still willing to put his taste buds through hell one last time.
But I was thinking around.
After all those years of meal prep and having the same meals and be like, these are grim, he's going to do it one more time to go out how he's meant to go out.
Bear in mind, if that's in the UK, but it's raining every day. I've got a constant top up. I'm getting like another few years on my sentence.
Weather at the moment is vile. Now, see, I'd be kind of the opposite because I would just by that point I think I would have accepted this is what's happening. So I'd be like, cool, I'm just gonna treat myself one last time, man. I'm out. You know what I mean?
So what are you going for?
I think I'd go for like a proper juicy steak.
Mm.
Like proper like high end fillet, like filet mignon style steak. Like
See,
melt in the mouth steak.
It's either that or I'd go for something spicy. Something that's going to cause a mess. I want to be a problem as I go out.
As he gets into the electric chair, the walls get blasted.
Literally.
With Vindaloo.
It's like a John Shack test.
A Vindapoo.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I couldn't make it.
No, you're like a lethal injection. It'd be like the weakest poo that comes out. You just kind of lay there in your own filth and they laugh at you one last time.
No, see, that's why I said spicy, because it's going to have no structure to it. It's just going to run down and seep through the floor.
That's leaking off the chair. You're right.
Literally. Bro, they are going to have to decommission the place once I'm done with it. They will remember the day that I went through there.
I mean, if you're going to go with that bit, you could just ask them for something that's going to take them ages to procure. So, you know what I've always wanted to eat, mate? What's that? A human pie. Good luck getting that. You have to honour it. Off you go. There you go. Added a month to my sentence while you go and try to find something.
Yeah.
You know, could you request something so oddly specific that would take them time to actually go get?
I don't know.
Like, this is a meal I had in, like, from a native tribe on my travels one time. That's what I want for my final meal. I know there's one
Oh,
ingredient that you're going to have a hard time finding, so go lower that.
I wonder if there's anything that's like completely off the table.
Well, I'm guessing human would be off the table, yes.
But that's your final request.
It's also illegal.
Yeah, but alright, so what if they wanted to eat an animal that was untraditional?
Bet they'd have a hard time. I want to eat horse.
But even that ain't like I know there was a thing of like it being in the like food by accident, but ain't it an actual thing? What's it called? Begins with K, isn't it? Horse meat.
You're thinking of horse tranquilizer, good stuff.
No, 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 no. That also does. Beginning with K. But I know. I forget what it's called. Um,
There's only one word to do with horses I can think of beginning with K, and I don't want that.
no, I'm gonna.
No, thank you.
I'm gonna have to try find it quick. Oh,
It is wild that people take that kind of thing. Have you seen how big horses are compared to a human? You want that in your system?
yeah, bro. What some people put in their system?
That's yeah.
My eyes are too bad to read that.
Follow me.
So don't begin with a K.
Mm.
Oh well. There goes that. Anyway, that was enough for the hypothetical. Should we go get into this bad boy?
Yes, we should.
What's going on, beautiful people? This is the Perspective Chasers podcast. I'm your host, John,
And I'm a chunky bear.
who's back in town.
Yeah, boy.
And he has been greatly missed. So on this episode, we're taking the opportunity to have a catch up on life, talk about all things life and everything going on. So where you been, big boy?
Hold me before we get to that. Normally I do a did you know, right?
I'm out of practice, my bad.
And the good thing about today's episode is my did you knows actually come from my day-to-day interactions yesterday. And I've been waiting to tell you about these because my goodness me, are they out of left field. But I have searched them and they actually do exist.
Okay, should I be worried?
Yeah, I mean, one of them I have concerns about the human race in general. The other one is just quite interesting.
Fair, drop a
Yeah.
moment.
So I see someone yesterday rocking a black eye, and my initial reaction was, "Hey!" But before I get my words out, very calmly, they interjected me and said, "No, I have not been beaten." I was like, "Why have you got a black eye?" Did you know that people get salmon sperm injected underneath their eye to get rid of dark circles?
Say what now?
Did you know that people actively pay for someone to inject salmon DNA into their skin in the name of beauty?
Yeah, no, just have dark rings.
It's actually a thing.
Okay, this is going to be one of those
I
things
think
that
it's called like polynucleonics or something like that. I discovered it's a whole thing. It basically like it's meant to like boost your production of collagen and stuff like that to actually make your skin a bit more elastic and stuff like that. And I just thought that's wild. And I had a lot of questions about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you get the DNA?
Who was the first one that figured out a salmon facial was good for dark
That's also a
circles?
thing. Not just the injection. A salmon facial is actually a thing.
Oh my goodness.
Like, is there just like a whole? You know how we have like battery farm chickens, right? And you have like fish farming as well.
Mm.
Is there a subdivision that's darkly lit and they're just all tied up,
Like red lights and
just being tormented in the name of beauty, so someone can pay like 500 quid a time? By the way, it's not cheap.
yeah, no, by the sounds, bro. There are so many things where I'm just like, what the absolute? Like, I don't know. I really don't know where to start with this one.
Now, a second, did you know? And this all happened on the same day. It was quite a ride yesterday. It's actually just genuinely interesting to me.
Go on.
So obviously, I work in a gym environment, and we have carabiners. If you don't know what a carabiner is, it's a metal clip that normally is used to attach things to things, but also like it's used for like rock climbing and stuff like that. You know what a carabiner is? I'm sure many people do. But they go missing all the time, mind you. Someone went missing yesterday, and I was training someone. I was like, wonder why they all get bloody where they go. To which he said, and I quote, "It's probably the lesbian." Now this set off a whole chain of events, which led to him googling it, and it's actually a thing. It's actually a thing.
Wait.
Now, forgive me if you are a member of the community, and I butcher this. I do apologize. But based on the light research, essentially, whichever side of a belt someone wears a carabiner on dictates which position they would naturally assume. And it's actually a thing. If you Google lesbian carabiner theory, I promise you it's a thing. And I had no idea. And it blew my tiny little brain. Because it's just genuinely interesting to me. I'm not even here to mock it. I mean, please stop using my carabiners, they cost money. It's just genuinely interesting to me. It's used as an accessory, but it also basically is a way of vocalizing preferences. And I was like, what the hell? It was down to an efficient art form.
It's like that unwritten rule, the unspoken
Just
code.
walking about, you're rocking the right, you're rocking the left, and you're like, hey man, how you doing? I'm into a bit of that. You into a bit of this? Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, no child lines, no free date thing, man. Just wham bam. Thank you, man.
Literally.
Yeah. How much did you know? They come from actual life.
Well, I didn't know either of those.
Well, I've been holding them back, waiting to tell
And
you, man.
there was something fishy about both of them, to be quite honest with you.
I knew it's gonna be the joke.
Sometimes it just has to be done.
Oh God.
But yeah, man, uh, that's kind of thrown me off.
Yeah, that's how my day was yesterday. It was a roller coaster today.
I mean, considering like I'm bloody playing jump rope with the friggin' line of illness and what feels like death at the minute. Like,
I'm out there taking one for the team, bro.
yeah,
I'm out there on a fact-finding mission.
I don't even know. See, as much as I want to say like, yeah, I've been up to this, that, and everything else, I really haven't been. I've been hibernating most of the last like week or so. I've been like grinding out and all of that stuff. Like, but I think everyone I bump into, and this ain't me giving them it, is ill. Like everyone seems to be having
Oh,
this cough at the minute.
everyone's
Like,
sick at the moment, man. Everyone, even they have been, or they are. Or you're in my circle, which is that you had a little bit, but you fought it off, and now you're like, it's gonna come in. It's gonna hit me so
bro,
hard.
but that's how it started for me. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm getting ill. I ain't got time to get ill. Da 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 da. And I tried to push through it, and now it's just like, yeah, you're not pushing through me, bro.
Yeah, it's just rough. I mean, I think my mum had something like that. And after a couple of days, like, yeah, I'm going back to work. And she was like, nope. And she signed up for a week. And the doctor was like, yeah, you're going to want to take some time with this one.
Yeah, I don't know if there's again, I'm gonna have to be very careful about this. I think there's a new bug going around.
There's a whole bunch of viruses around the world. So there's ones like this that are a bit more like respiratory based, but then there's ones that also are making people poop themselves ridiculously for like 24 hours.
Oh, I think I had that one this morning.
I essentially think I have that all the time, to be honest with you. I think I'm immune to that. I think I am my own strand of norovirus at this point.
Oh, bro, like genuinely, my stomach this morning. Again, I don't even know. There is no other explanation other than the fact that I've been whacking loads of like tablets in my body and all of that to kick this illness.
Are you on any like what you call them? Jesus, antibiotics.
No, I ain't got.
Exactly calls it.
No, I ain't on nothing at the minute. Because again, like going to the doctors takes time and da. So just give me over counter stuff, make my face numb, make my throat numb. Just let me get on with it. But I swear, this thing just lays in wait.
Sorry.
Moving on swiftly. This thing lays in wait for like mating something.
Numb face, numb throat, and laying in wait. I go away for one Saturday, bro.
I gotta have my fun somehow. It really wasn't that kind of Saturday. But yeah, like it'll stay dormant like 80% of the day. I'll just feel like meh. But then at the moment I try to go to sleep, coughing fit, coughing fit.
That's the worst.
But yeah, what have you been up to? On a more positive vibe.
Let me try and live life. Went away for the weekend. That's why I wasn't here on Saturday.
What'd you get up to? PG version.
Me and a lady went away for the weekend just to escape the big city. Went out into the countryside for a couple of days. It was nice. I got to stay in this really I actually stayed in a really nice lodge on a golf course, ironically. And I kind of went onto the balcony every so often, watched people tee off, and then I remembered that actually it's not that bad, and there's loads of people who aren't that great at golf, so I felt a lot better about that game. Went for a nice walk, because I had lots of food, ridiculous amount of food. But I just took some time out, man, just kind of unplugged a little bit. Went off grid, now I'm back.
Mm.
I have renewed positivity about everything. I feel good. Started the week hot yesterday. Actually trained on a Monday. Been a long time since I've done that. Done some caveman stuff. It was funny. Just basically went into the gym. I was like, I'm just gonna throw stuff around for half an hour. It was great. I feel
Yeah.
good.
See, again, I feel like I'm just gonna be on a moaning like down because I'm like straight away I was gonna say like, I was back into my routine, but at the minute obviously I'm not training because I'm ill as a dog.
Yeah, but you have to accept, man. That sometimes that's gonna happen. Like it's hard to maintain routines when your body is saying no. Sometimes it's not even a loss. You just have to just sit it out and be like, all right, cool, whatever. It is what it is. On the grand scheme of things, it neutralizes anyways. Because normally when you're ill, you don't really overeat. You probably undereat. So
Oh
you're
yeah.
really not doing much damage to yourself whilst you're taking a downtime. And actually, when you start kicking it out of your system, your body will heal and you'll be like, oh, cool, let's go back into it. Like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's like the end of the world. I think it's one of those times where it's okay to feel a little bit sorry for yourself in a way. As long as it don't last for too long.
The thing is, it's not even a case of like, bro, I don't want to get back in the gym because I want to chase that pump or whatever else. I think it's more of that like that mental side of things where it's just
Oh,
like
massively.
you get in there, you feel like you've done something. Like I say, like at the majority of the time I'm sleeping. Like my energy
Mm.
levels are just tanked.
Yeah.
So like I just, you know what I'm like in terms of like my productivity and everything else, bro. The moment that slips, that's when my head starts going like, "Hey, you're not doing much, bro."
Mm.
So like I always, so anytime I'm ill, I've always got to be careful of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
how much of myself do I lose? Because if I start to lose too much of myself, then I'll spiral. Then I feel 10 times worse because being ill is one thing,
Mm.
but being ill and doing nothing,
Mm.
like at the minute, no matter how rough I feel, I've got this whole kind of thing of doing stuff that outlasts the illness.
Mm-hmm.
So even when I'm ill or whatever else, even if I don't want to do it, if I still put in the work then, when I'm better, that path has already been paved.
Sure.
And I'll be far grateful for it then.
Mm.
So, and that can be done in some aspects, like with the content stuff, with work, this, that, and everything else. But it can't be done with training. Like,
Yeah.
you just have to kind of take your time off in that sense. And
No, absolutely, mate. You do. You have to just essentially, for the lack of better phrasing, take medicine. You don't really have much of a choice.
yeah,
If you do go and train, you're going to make yourself feel worse, probably. Your session's really not going to be anywhere near a level that you like. Even if you're not like training like, 110%, and I'm going to get a pump everywhere. Even if it was more like a session I had yesterday, which was just put a bit more, just do something. A
mm.
bit more functional, I suppose. A bit more kind of get the heart up.
See,
You're
that's,
still going to struggle because you can't really get your heart rate up too much, otherwise you choke.
mm.
And then you're not as strong. I had a conversation the other day off camera about the fact like my thought process is a bit all over the place at times.
Mm.
When you casually ask me if I have ADHD.
Yeah. Correction, I asked you if you had ADD. I don't think you got the hyperactive tendencies of it, but I definitely think you have like the kind of base energy of
Mm.
it.
Yeah, it would make sense, but I feel like I'm kind of on top of that at the moment, especially this week. I know it's only young, but I feel like I'm a bit more grounded.
Mm.
And I've just kind of decided that, my content will do its thing. As long as I just keep working at it, it'll be fine. And I've just decided to work on other things that I've been neglecting for a while, like actually, trying to look after myself, trying to get my body moving, trying to keep my costs down, trying to kind of eat a bit more balanced in a way, like not in a militant style where it's just like, no, I have to have this many meals a day with this many calories, but just about more making bad choices, and not relying on delivery services and just watching my spend. I feel like I'm kind of turned a bit of a corner this week so far, to be honest. I feel like this is the bit where I can actually drive with that momentum and just go, cool, like the content will do its thing. I've got a nice work-life balance at the moment. Let's just work on me. This is something that I've neglected for a while, so it felt quite good yesterday, actually. Just not really spending anything, actually just eating stuff that I prepped and brought with me.
Mm.
Had like a nice home cooked meal for lunch, had some stuff that I bought from the shop the day before. I had one coffee yesterday, which for me is so low. Like, bearing in mind Monday for me was, what, 10 hours yesterday? Which is, I'm not sure, so it's not any longer.
Mm.
Normally I am like mainlining caffeine. Like, if I could find an injectable version, I would. But actually, yeah, I think I got to like 12 or 1 o'clock, and I was like, oof, ooh, coffee. And that was good for the rest of the day, and it felt good. I actually using my body's energy. I'm not trying to, like, artificially, like, push it up.
Yeah. Do you mean this kind of gonna go in circles a little bit here, but to go back to like the ADD thing, I think it kind of relates to that same thing of like where you are so sporadic trying to get so much done and that like life demands you remember like this thing, that thing, and everything else. So you are kind of all over the place. When you chuck caffeine into that, like I think where you've had that kind of time to actually sit with your thoughts, process things, you've had that time to actually sort out all of the stuff that normally causes you that mental chaos.
Definitely.
So now going back into it, you've got some clarity. So if you can keep those, you have a good couple of months at least before they're less again. It's just like, okay, cool, we need to organize and da 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 da
Yeah.
da.
I think a big part of that, and I think one of the reasons why it got a bit overwhelming is my training hasn't been to the standards I like. I've been training like twice a week for a while, thankfully. But I prefer to train on a fair bit more than that. Realistically, I prefer to be more on like the 4 to 5 side of the week.
Mm,
And I'm not particularly chasing a Mr. Olympia figure, but I like the mental aspect of training 4 to 5 times a week. It's that structure of my week where it's like, this is my time,
mm.
this is what I do. And like even yesterday, like typically for me in the gym, I'd be like, okay, we're gonna lift heavy stuff until we can't. It's just that like I'm not really interested in that. Like it's 4 in the afternoon. I'm on the tired side, I've put in about 8 hours into my day so far. Still got some time left in my day. What do I want to do? So I just kind of went, let's just throw some stuff around. Like, and quite literally, like, for like medicine ball slams and things like that, just to kind of get a little bit of a sweat on, just to kind of kickstart my system in a way, because I just feel like I've been really
Mm.
sluggish. And like, as much as I like lifting weights, that sometimes I don't fix the sluggishness side of it. Because you get into that kind of habit where you'll do a set, and you'll sit there for about 4 minutes, and you'll do another set. And it's like, well, that's still more on the sluggish side because I think for me, like, if I condense the rest of them more, I'd probably get the heart rate up a bit more. I'd probably get more of a sweat. I'd probably get more of that, oh, it worked feeling. Because that's essentially what I'm chasing. I'm not chasing like a massive pump or anything. I'm chasing, well, I think I've worked fairly well today.
See,
You know
I
what I mean?
think this is the other side of it why it's kind of like annoying for me because like I was just getting into the swing of things in terms of like finding some sort of routine
Mm,
again. And then obviously Christmas here and I took a lull and I was just about to get back into that routine and then now I'm ill.
yeah.
But such is life. But the thing is, like, there's that stage where at the minute I feel like I'm going from a lot of static style, like weight training, to a more trying to at least use my body and kind of working a bit more on flexibility and mobility and things like that. So, like, using things like clubs and doing like sledgehammer workouts and all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff seems far more entertaining and interesting to me now.
Massively. I mean, there's probably a specific name, but I just like to call it caveman. I can't use the word. Don't want to call you dad. Insert power word here. But yeah, I like the idea of like a functional movement where I can actually add some explosivity into it.
Mm,
Literally yesterday, my workout was so basic on the level. Like literally, I used the sled, attached the rope to the sled, whacked 50 kilos on it, pulled the damn thing, and then pushed it as hard as I could back the other way.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
That's caveman stuff.
How satisfying would it be to chop, I don't know, a couple quarts of wood or whatever the word
it,
for a bunch of wood is,
right? It'd be satisfying, but I tell you right
and then
now, my
take
body
that,
would be a mess.
but then take that pile of wood, set it on fire, and warm yourself up by it.
That'd
Like
be amazing.
the level of gratification in that would be so high, at least for me. Do you know
Mm.
what I mean? Like,
But no, there's just something about like those kind of things. Like even though the movements are quite technical, there's a simplicity to it.
mm,
Because then I got like I think like a weighted bag and was doing like I was basically doing like cleans to front squats to presses, which is a mad complicated sequence of chain for your body to go through. You're hitting like 2 or 3 different massive compound movements in one.
mm,
But there's something beautifully simple about I'm just gonna take a heavy weight and move it. Well, that was actually more of a moderate weight yesterday, I guess. And I was doing like I think they're called rainbow slings. So you know like bull sling.
yeah.
But instead of just up and down, you go as you go up, you actually cork to the side and then slam down the other side. So you actually start to like hit the side.
Oh yeah.
And again, it's quite a technical thing, but also it just felt really simple. It's just I'm gonna pick this up and put it through the floor in a specific way.
Mm.
Then just finish with a little bit of armor because vanity. But I'm not gonna lie. But there's just something about it. It just felt like, this was quick. This was efficient. I feel satisfied. See you later.
Yeah. I can't wait to get back to a training session once this cough and that goes, but it is definitely interesting to start using the body in different ways. Like I say, like probably not into like a full calisthenics vein, but I definitely do want to start to use my body a lot more. Like
Definitely.
just even even with terms of little one, I'm gonna go on a tangent here now, but she's got into like her daredevil phase, so she's got her slide.
Mm.
Well, the other day she discovered going down it head first. Yeah. And this was after like a couple of attempts of her trying to like climb up it and then lay her belly on it and was like, "Oh, Dad, I'm gonna go on my belly." I'm like, "No, like be careful, you're gonna bump your head." And there's a couple of things like, "I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it." And she couldn't, she tried it, she couldn't quite make it. So she climbed up one more step and then she went for it. But she like proper went for it. So she flopped like one of those salmon friggin' onto somebody's woman's face.
Let's not mention salmon cheese.
Gotta keep it relevant, eh? And yeah, just belly slammed the slide and went straight down it. I was like, oh, now it's her new favorite thing. So like her being able to like run around and keep up with her sometimes. Like I need to take up calisthenics or something.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
she's so like she reminds me so much that like, dude, you've got to be fit. You've got to kind of make sure you ain't gassed out in 2 seconds.
100%. I think the other thing with like some of these kind of fitness sort of turn and disciplines, so things like calisthenics, right? I think we're very guilty of complicating it straight away. Yeah, when you get more advanced, it does get complicated, like muscle ups and hands down push ups, all that kind of nonsense. But scratch it down to its brass roots, like the basic roots of the beginner for calisthenics. What would it be? It's just body weight movement, right?
Yeah.
So press up and
Oh,
squats.
bro.
So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to make press up sound like the easiest thing in the
No,
world, right?
no.
Because for some people, bloody tough.
Bro, I remember I
But
never used to
it
be able to
doesn't.
do one press up.
But that's my point. Like it's something. At least with a press up, it's something you can very quickly understand and focus on
Hold up.
and level up. You know what I
One,
mean?
one sec, yeah, but I actually genuinely want to address this for a second, yeah, because like this was a kind of almost like a bane of my existence at one time. Of like obviously we were big boys.
So
Any body weight movement was damn difficult for me. Whether it be a
yeah,
squat, a press up, a chin up or pull up was impossible.
it's not gonna happen.
Exactly, right? But even that thing as a guy, you want to be able to do a damn press up.
Damn right.
So I couldn't do one. It was too damn hard. So I used to do this thing of like starting on doing press ups on the stairs. Start against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Any type of vertical press up, so you reduce the weight and slowly over time you build that up. Once I managed to do one, then we ended up. This was in security times, right? There was a challenge going about on one of the social medias. Anytime you got sent this thing, or anytime somebody tagged you, in it, you had to do 10 press ups no matter where you were. So we was on patrols, and me and you would be either somebody would tag me in it, or I would tag you in it, or vice versa, and somebody would have to get down and do 10 press ups or whatever. And build that up slowly over time. Got to one point, once again, I got comfortable with press ups and that I was doing like 200 press ups in 4 sets. It comes up after time, but I was a guy that couldn't do one press up.
Mm-hmm.
I was, I went through all that stuff, practicing on a wall, practicing on stairs, like going from like the opposite way of incline press ups, do you know what I mean? And slowly like encouraging myself to be able to do it and that. So if you are one of those bigger boys, or even if you're not a bigger boy, you're just not strong in that sense. Like you can't lift your own body weight. Start small, build it up slow because it comes slowly. No, not everybody starts there. And I know it seems like something so insignificant, but that barrier is so high for some people.
Definitely.
Like, well, I could go on a whole different tangent about all of the various fitness things that I've tried. Bro, I went through stages of my life where I was training in the gym in a black bag. I went through stages where at home, if we was watching TV, the moment an advert come on the telly, for the whole time that the adverts were on, I had to do constant sit-ups. Like, I've done all of these random things. When I was saying the other week, where back when I was in school, before dinner every day I'd go for a bike ride.
Mm.
Like all of these various things I've tried and realized what does work, what doesn't work, this, that, and everything else over time. But it's that thing of not getting disheartened from trying.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
no matter what vein of life, whether it is fitness or
Oh, it
health
applies to
or
everything.
yeah,
It applies to absolutely everything, man. Like, just don't be afraid to give it a shot. Like, see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that kind of cliche that people don't like changing, right? It's like, well, some changes are good changes to make. So don't be afraid to actually just give it a shot and see how it goes.
mm,
That's in terms of like physical things, also in terms of mentality. You know what I mean? There's so many small, some things are obviously massive, but there's also a lot of small things that sometimes you're like, actually, I could try and get better at this. Like breaking routine, for example. There's negative routines.
oh,
And I
100%.
said that right at the beginning. On a Monday, it's very rare that I train on Mondays. I'm normally like, long day, I'm tired, no one's going to get at me for that. Okay, no one's going to get at you because they don't care. It's on me to get at me for that. So I'm going to change that.
Mm,
Now, grand scheme, quite a small tweak in my life, in my weekly life. But it's going to feel massive when I actually start to bed that in because I'm going to be like, I'm starting this week properly. Like, no more of this nonsense where I'm like, I'm tired. Yeah, okay, you know what? You can catch that in later on in the week if you want. But
mm,
you're not going to catch that on the first day of the week. That's not how we work it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's
yeah.
just the small things where just give it a shot, man. See what happens.
So for me, I normally use my Mondays to kind of set me up for the
Yeah,
entire week.
massive.
And since I started doing that, like I do it in terms of like content and everything else, and the whole week plays out far better as a
Mm-hmm.
result. And if anything, I end up with spare time on the back end of my week. Like how many times nowadays do I message you like, oh, I've kind of got a spare few hours, or that never used to happen. I was constantly playing catch up.
Mm-hmm.
But like anything, like these things happen slowly over time. And I think that's something that most people forget is just give it time. Do you know what I mean? Like, even with like your story about this month and that, like, you're feeling great, yes, but you're not saying mission accomplished. You're like, cool, I've made a good start.
Yeah, 100%. I feel fairly level at the moment. Doesn't mean it's been an easy month, but hey,
No.
there's been some dips here and there where I've been like, what's the point? Or everything just feels like it's overwhelming, or I've got too many ideas, or I don't have any ideas, or I feel like I'm stuck, I feel like I'm not doing anything. It's taken the whole month for me to actually work those out and just go, the whole time you've been good, bro.
Mm,
You're just overcomplicating things for no reason right now. You're being impatient. Be patient.
mm.
You've got time to work with. You know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely fine. So now it's about harnessing that and keeping that level headedness as we move into February now. And the other thing as well, bro, is like, you know, like,
Even that, sorry, bro, to cut you off. We're moving into February.
I like that.
That whole,
January can
I
get
hear
in
that,
a bit.
but the whole month's gone already. Like, that's 1 month down.
January can get in a bit. Bon voyage. Goodbye. So long.
See, I don't think January's been that rough.
Piss off. It's just a
Oh,
bleak month.
mm,
It's dark all the time. Everyone's broke. Everyone's upset. Everyone's on a constant hangover of enjoyment because Christmas and New Year's done. And you realize they've got to grind. And everyone's just like, oh, January, bro. Then you realize it's like 5 weeks long. You're like, bro, keep it moving, please. I need to get to payday. Please.
I hear that one.
Please.
I hear that one.
And then, but then, like, as you get to the end of January, that's when I start to go, damn, everything's all right, man. February's a short month. The longer days are coming. The warmer weather's on the way. The good vibes are on the way. Everything's all right, man.
This kind of ties into a thought that I had before about not wishing your time away. Whereas, like, even if it is a little bit bleak, like I say, I'm ill at the minute and da 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 da. Do you know what? I might enjoy being ill.
My guy.
It is my time to be ill. Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
One sec. I've earned this damn illness. I've been burning the candle at the front, the middle.
My guy.
I poured paraffin on it. I poured napalm on
That's what I'm
it.
saying.
Like, I have earned this fatigue. I have earned this cough. I have
That's what I'm saying.
earned this damn illness.
That's the thing, because right now everyone's sick, and I'm like, I don't want that. But then there's a little part in the back of my head that goes, how bad is it?
Bro.
How bad is it? No, how bad is it? Because if it just means I'm a bit tired, and I get to just chill for 7 days while I get
100%,
sick
man.
leave, I might cash in the sick leave.
This is literally what I'm just about to
I
get
might
into,
cash in
yeah.
that sick leave real quick.
Because at no other time, other than the fact that me being ill, would I allow myself to be as lazy, as sleepy, as damn useless, whatever words you want to use, I am them at the moment.
Give me
And
the chicken noodle soup
yeah.
and the blanket.
I am soppy, emotional.
Yeah.
all of that
Bang out
stuff.
YouTube and old school RuneScape for a week.
Yes, and the illness is my excuse. And if it wasn't for that illness, I wouldn't be allowed it.
Yeah.
So I am going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy feeling sorry for myself for a little bit. It's fine. I'm going to jump back on the grind, and then I'll be burning the candle all over the place again. But for now,
putting some wax back in the holes that
Yeah.
you've burned throughout the year.
I'm just leveling it out again.
Starting smoothing that candle back over.
Yeah, nothing happens. Do you know what I mean?
Putting a new wick in here, wick in here.
But that's the thing. I can genuinely sit here and say I have earned being ill.
The worst thing is I'm laughing because I just love how you just so stubbornly refuse to accept negativity to the point you're like, I will turn being sick into one of the biggest positives.
100%, yeah. I'm like, man, hold on. My nap counter for the last few days is up. That is a win. I have still hit all my markers in terms of content and that. I have still been a dad. I've still gone to work and earned my damn money. I am going to be here, snotty and happy. I do not care no more.
Just underneath the blanket all cuddled up. They don't know me, son.
Oh, bro. I was so snuggled up in bed before you turned up for this recording, yeah.
You asked me.
Bro, I was there like a little John Burrito going, yeah, somebody else carry the boats.
They ain't my logs.
Not today. Not today. Today I'm ill. No.
You know what? They do know me. They do know me. They do know my name. And it's not time to bleed. I'm going to bed.
100%. So you can call my name tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll come help you with the boats next week, man. I'm
But
out.
bro, like, especially for somebody with like my kind of mindset, you need that genuine like, oh, you want to take it easy a little bit? Okay, cool. Here's a valid reason to take it easy a bit. Otherwise, I wouldn't let myself do this. I wouldn't be taking those extra naps that I genuinely probably do need because I've been burning the candle at every end.
True.
I wouldn't bloody be taking medicines and vitamins and this that, and everything else, which my body probably needs because I've been running it through the ground and this that, and everything else. And I probably wouldn't be asking myself how I am or anything else because who's got time for that when you've got work to do?
True.
So yeah, I'm going to find the silver lining of this illness. I'm going to ride it out and still do every goddamn thing I need to do. And then once I'm out of it, life will be good again.
My God.
Is there anything else you want to add for this kind of life chat? Catch up?
Pleasure catching up, homie.
Pleasure catching up. The seed is no matter how you're spending or ending your January, whether it be snotty, coffee, broke or miserable.
Or jogged.
Or jacked and swole and feeling sexy. It is your January, it is your time. Make of it of what you will. If your life is rough, find the silver lining in it. It's down to you. You can't choose the situation, but you can choose your reaction. And the more often you do that, the better you get at it. So don't just be at the mercy of the times or your life. Actually take control of it. As always, all the best, and we'll catch you on the next one.